Cowboys receive concerning report on newly acquired QB Joe Milton. The Dallas Cowboys' recent trade for quarterback Joe Milton has sparked concern following reports that paint a troubling picture of his time with the New England Patriots. The Cowboys acquired Milton in a draft weekend deal, sending a 2025 fifth-round pick, number 171, to New England in exchange for the former sixth-rounder and a 2025 seventh-round pick, number 217. The move came after Cooper Rush left in free agency to join the Baltimore Ravens, leaving Dallas in need of a reliable backup behind Dak Prescott. Milton showed some promise in limited action, notably throwing for 241 yards and a touchdown in his lone start for the Patriots. Initially, it was assumed New England made the trade to give rookie Drake May a more stable environment. But according to NFL insider Greg Bedard, there were deeper issues. Joe Milton, and this is a direct quote from someone in the organization, is not a good dude, Bedard said on the Greg Bedard Patriots podcast. Knowing your role, playing your role, being part of a harmonious quarterback room, that was going to be an issue. It wasn't about Drake May. It was just about the room. Milton looks to reset in Dallas. Despite the report, Milton has expressed optimism about joining the Cowboys and learning from Dak Prescott. "It's great, he's a great person," Milton said of Prescott in an interview with the Cowboys' official site. "Just being around him, I feel the great energy that he brings. I'm looking forward to learning from him and competing." Milton also described himself as cool, calm, and collected, adding that he enjoys video games and values his relationships with teammates. "You'll always see me smiling," he said. "Now I'm a Cowboy. I'm excited to build relationships here and experience new things with my teammates." Dak Prescott embracing new QB room dynamic. Prescott, who shared a close relationship with former backup Cooper Rush, acknowledged the change, but is welcoming the challenge of building chemistry with Milton and Will Grier. "Anybody that's played with me or been in that quarterback room knows that all I care about is everybody pushing each other and getting better," Prescott said. "I've worked with Will for years, and I'm excited to bring Joe into the mix. I know Will is too." Prescott remains the Cowboys' franchise cornerstone, having signed a 4-year, $240 million contract before last season, including $231 million guaranteed. He's currently recovering from hamstring surgery, but is expected to be near full health for training camp. Final thoughts. While Milton brings physical talent and upside to Dallas, lingering concerns about his attitude and fit in the locker room can't be ignored. The Cowboys are hoping that playing behind a leader like Dak Prescott and joining a new culture will help Milton turn the page. But the pressure is on from the start. Cowboys rookie from Harvard acknowledges challenging road ahead. Dallas Cowboys rookie tight end Tyler Neville isn't sugarcoating the journey that lies ahead. He knows earning a spot on the 2025 roster won't be easy. Neville's path to the NFL has already been remarkable. He overcame childhood deafness and battled cancer early in life, ultimately attending Harvard before transferring to Virginia. But as inspiring as his story is, he understands the NFL isn't about how a player gets there. It's about whether they can stay. "I've got to get better at football. It sounds funny, but it's true," Neville said candidly. "I'm an explosive athlete, but in the NFL, everybody is. It's about refining the details, my footwork, how I break on routes, the small things. That's why this league is the best of the best. So I just do exactly what I'm coached." At 6'4" and 248 pounds, Neville is physically equipped for the position. But with players like Jake Ferguson, Luke Schoonmaker, Brevin Spanford, and John Stevens Jr. already on the depth chart, the competition for roster spots is steep. Having completed rookie minicamp, Neville now faces the task of mastering the playbook, staying in peak condition, and preparing for mandatory minicamp. Every rep will count as he looks to make a lasting impression on the coaching staff. For a player who's already beaten the odds in life, making an NFL team may seem like just another challenge. But Neville isn't taking anything for granted, and he's determined to give everything he has to make his NFL dream come true. NFL Insider shares troubling update on George Pickens' Steelers situation. Tensions between wide receiver George Pickens and the Pittsburgh Steelers appear to be escalating as he enters the final year of his rookie contract. And according to NFL insider James Palmer, things are not looking promising behind the scenes. Since being drafted in 2022, Pickens has shown flashes of brilliance, but also been at the center of various controversies. Now, as the Steelers reshape their wide receiver core, his future with the team is in serious doubt. His time in Pittsburgh, in a lot of people's minds, is limited, Palmer reported, via Steelers Depot. It has not gone well behind the scenes at all between George Pickens and the Pittsburgh Steelers and everybody involved. Could he play for them in 2025? Certainly. But would he be gone after the season? Yes, that's what many believe. The Steelers made a bold move this offseason by trading for DK Metcalf and immediately locking him in with a 4-year, $132 million contract. That significant investment makes it unlikely the team would also hand Pickens a lucrative extension, creating obvious tension about his future role, or lack thereof. Could the Steelers trade Pickens? Pittsburgh now faces a tricky situation. With Aaron Rodgers rumored to be a potential addition at quarterback, the Steelers are reportedly hesitant to part with any receiving talent. They want to keep the receiver room as appealing as possible for Aaron Rodgers, ESPN's Jeremy Fowler said on SportsCenter, via Bleacher Report. They're not looking to trade away a talented piece he might be throwing to. Fowler added that while the Steelers had explored possible Pickens trades earlier this offseason, those talks have cooled, and noted that Pickens does want to stay in Pittsburgh and wants to make it work. That said, it remains unclear whether Pickens hopes for a long-term future in Pittsburgh or simply wants to stay for one more season. Could a trade still happen at the deadline? While the Steelers chose not to move Pickens during the offseason or the draft, things could change by the NFL trade deadline. If the team underperforms early, dealing expiring contract players like Pickens could be a smart move, especially if the goal is to gather draft capital for a potential franchise quarterback in 2026. Pickens is likely the most valuable trade asset on the roster in that scenario. While some teams may be hesitant due to Pittsburgh's past success fleecing Chicago in the Chase Claypool deal, Pickens' talent far exceeds Claypool's, and his price tag might be lower due to his expiring deal. In short, Pickens will likely remain in Pittsburgh for the 2025 season, but his long-term future with the franchise is very much in question.